Hey, I'm Herald sports writer Manny Navarro here at South Miami High School alongside Andre Fernandez, and this is the Gridiron Report. Talking football, Dre. Last week we get the preseason classics underway. Booker T goes on the road, demolishes Oscar Smith in Virginia. Then Central goes over to Alabama, takes care of Hoover.
That was the big one.
We're like the best football area in the country again.
I don't think we've lost a game out of town in like 2 years. I got to count the streak, but right now, our football, best in the country, I think.
Booker T, it was incredible to see what they were doing on offense. Callaway at the receiver position and Maurice Alexander quarterback. Seems like they really haven't skipped a beat.
No, they really haven't. I mean, I'm excited to see what Antonio Callaway especially can do. I mean, what he did in that game, 10 catches, the impressive way that offense gelled with the new faces you kind of expected. There was a little bit of concern at the beginning with the running defense because, I mean, they were getting gashed at the beginning by Oscar Smith, but that also means Oscar Smith had a pretty good running game. Not too many teams are going to be able to do that. But obviously it's something Tim Harris Jr. wants to look at, considering Central's coming up and a few other potent teams down the road.
Central coach Roland Smith gets that nasty letter, racist letter from one of the Hoover fans, but that doesn't diminish their spirit as they go out there and basically should have won that game by more than 24-21. But we saw some guys on offense really shine.
Yeah, well, I mean, I thought, even though it was a close win, the fact that they won was a good thing, considering, like you said, the distractions and whatnot. And I thought Central proved a lot. I mean, a lot of us thought, what are they going to be like on offense without Joe and without Dalvin? Well, there you go. Cedric Miller, Anthony Jones. I mean, those guys ran for 317 yards on a pretty good Hoover team their place.
On Hoover, who's supposed to be, one of the top 25 teams. I wonder how the top 10 in Dade and Broward aren't nationally ranked, to be honest with you.
Well, they are. There's a few in the top 5 now.
All right, so let's talk about some of the games this week. Right here, South Miami High School. They're one of the first teams to hit the field to play a meaningful game. They play Sunset in the opener, the same opener last year.
Yeah.
I think South Miami won that game. I'm picking them to win this one too.
Pretty easy victory last year, and I don't think it's going to be too different this season. I mean, the Cobras look like their sights are set even higher this year to potentially make the playoffs, as Coach Gray said. So, yeah, they should get off to a good start.
All right, Thursday, Columbus, South Dade, down at Harris Field. This has always been a pretty good rivalry the last few years.
Yeah, it has, and last year it came down to a field goal. Columbus missed, and then it seemed like from that point on, it was like the theme for both. South Dade winning close games on their way to the state title. Columbus the other way around, losing a lot of close games. I'm going to go a little different this year. I think since South Dade got hit hard by graduation and Columbus is another one of those teams trying to prove themselves, I think they get the opening victory this time.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think Tucker Byrne and company are motivated. I think they looked pretty good last week, right?
Yeah,
in that preseason opener.
Preseason.
All right, North Miami, defending district champions, taking on American, another defending district champion, 7 o'clock, Thursday at TRAZ Powell Stadium. Your thoughts on this one?
It's going to be a good one. I mean, last year it was 3-0 only. North Miami had an early field goal and hung on. And
both teams with so much offense.
Yeah, exactly. And this year will be kind of the case, too. They're very good both defensively. American starting with a new coach, maybe a little bit of an adjustment period. So that's why I'm going to give North Miami the edge. Plus, a lot of those key guys came back for Ed Williams and the Pioneers, and I think they pick up where they left off.
I'm going to go with American in the upset. So we got one different right off the bat. All right, Miami Springs taking on HIALEAH at MILANDER Park. Springs, of course, made it back to the playoffs last year, right?
Yeah, they did. They did. It had been a long time coming. I think 1995 since Springs had made the playoffs, and they think they can do it again this season in a district where American's the favorite, but after that it's wide open. This game, though, I'm going to go with HIALEAH. I think every year HIALEAH gets off to a good start. They have talent, and I think they'll find a way to win this game.
I'm going to pick Springs in the upset, so that's 2 upsets.
All right, we're going
against Dre. All right, Friday, the big one, St. Thomas Aquinas, American Heritage. 2 nationally ranked teams. The winner of this game gets in position to win the national championship. Who is it?
I mean, after seeing Heritage last week, I thought this is going to be a good game. Some people were wondering how they could match up against Aquinas. I think it'll be close. A lot of firepower in this game, but I think Aquinas pulls out a close one.
Yeah, I'm in agreement. I think Aquinas is still the better team, the deeper team. And, the one thing about Heritage is they've got some more depth this year, but I think the offensive and defensive line, it's not like they go 2-3 deep like St. Thomas does. I think depth might be the difference in how St. Thomas wins this game. All right, Plantation and Dillard, PAL Field, 7 o'clock Friday night. What do you think of this one? 2 playoff teams a year ago.
2 playoff teams that, they lost some key starters. Both of them did. But in this game, I think last season Plantation won it in a rout last year. And that's Dillard as good as they were last year. I think Plantation hasn't lost as much, still has some playmakers. I'm going with the Colonels.
I'm in agreement there. I'm going with the Colonels. They're at PAL Field. Steve Davis always coaches this guy up, and he's got 2 really good running backs he's excited about. So, all right, Southridge, Coral Gables, Curtis Park, 7:30. Team Ridge, do they bounce back this year?
They do, but not in this game. I think Gables is stacked this year. They're one of the 8A favorites to win the state title for a reason, and I think they show it in this game. Although, yes, Southridge will have a better team overall this season.
Big win last week for Gables over Champagnat, the defending 2A state champions, beat them 17-14. All right, last game on the slate, Saturdays, Carroll City versus KILLIAN Tropical Park. This looks like a dynamite football game.
Yeah, if I wasn't in Georgia, oh yeah, that's right, Booker T and Central up there. Yeah, if not, I'd be at this game for sure, but definitely one of the best games in town. I mean, I can't wait to see, at some point I'm going to get to see this quarterback, Buckshot Calvert at Carroll City, play in person, but I think he can make the difference in this game. He had like 5 touchdown passes against BA, a bunch in the spring. KILLIAN's defense is good, but they'll find the way. I'm going with the Chiefs.
Carroll City blew out KILLIAN last year in this game, but one big difference, Jaquan Johnson wasn't in that game. Jaquan Johnson will be playing in this game. It's at Tropical Park. I think KILLIAN pulls the stunner and gets some attention winning this game. All right, that wraps it up for our week 1 picks.
See you next week.
We'll see you next week.